Hey guys, if you have been watching along with us, we recently got some goats, and in this last video I kind of said how two of our goats for sure are pregnant, and one of them was gonna have her baby any day now, and she did. She had her baby last night, so I'm gonna show y'all her real quick. So this is our newest little baby goat. She is beautiful. I'm crying. I'm crying. But this is the mama right here. She is not a very good mama. She didn't want to nurse, didn't want to clean up her baby. She really doesn't care for the baby to be around her very much. So we have been trying to bring her in and bottle feed her as much as we can. So like I said, she probably had her about 8 o'clock last night, and then just dropped her out and left her. Luckily Garrett was home, so he was able to come out and take care of her really good. But we brought her in. We're trying to milk the goat as much as we can and get a little bit of milk that way, give her some of that really good milk from her mama, but also we're having to do a little bit of the milk replacement bottles for her. But we're just keeping her inside overnight. We're trying to bring her out a little bit during the day, maybe to see her mama a little bit more, but she's just staying inside right now, especially at night. Just we kind of made a little area in our bathtub for her. But she's sweet. It's like having a newborn again, which I wasn't missing, being up, you know, all night. But she is doing really, really sweet. So we're excited about having her around now. But me and Garrett are going to go ahead and try to milk the mama a little bit more, see if we can get anything from her. She's pretty stubborn, so... Are you trying to eat my clothes? Are you trying to eat my clothes? You licking. Don't nibble on me. But the mama's pretty stubborn, so I don't know if she'll let us get anything or not, but we're going to at least try, so... So that was actually pretty successful. We got milk from mama to feed her in a bottle later, but also we got the baby to latch, and so the baby got some really good milk straight from mama. Hopefully doing this will kind of warm up the mama goat. I really don't know, and I know there's probably a million better ways that we can do this. This is our first time having goats. We just got the goats a few weeks ago, and this is our first baby goat, baby animal, across the board. So everything's very new to us. I know there's stuff we can be doing different and better, and right now we're just learning. We're kind of contacting people that we know that has goats, and they've been really helpful to us to kind of walk us through everything. If we have any questions, we can give them a call. But if y'all have any tips or anything about baby goats or goats in general, sheep, really anything, leave all the comments below. Just, we're learning, and I know that we're not doing everything perfect, and we're not claiming to. We are very, very, very beginners, and this is all new to us. So we're just learning as we're going. But we are excited about having the baby goat. Say, I got some milk from my mama. I got milk from my mama. Yeah, she is a sweetie. And she is just so beautiful too. Definitely gonna be one of our prettiest goats. So since we are building up our herd, she is gonna be a keeper. We'll keep her, grow her up, and then breed her eventually when she gets older. But the goats are doing good. Hopefully Mama will kind of warm up. It's starting to get kind of late, so we're gonna bring baby in just a little bit and let her sleep inside again. But I'll definitely keep y'all updated as we progress with this baby, and kind of let y'all know what we're doing as we're going along doing it. But that's gonna be it for tonight. I will pick back up again later. So I just wanted to kind of show y'all and give y'all an update on our baby goat. So at this point she is a week old today, and she is just so much fun. She is lively, full of character. She's starting to do her hopping and all that good stuff, but she has been so sweet and so cuddly, lovey. Actually, her favorite person in the world right now is our dog over there. She thinks that he is her mama. Since her mama isn't taking care of her, she thinks that the doggy is her mama. She's starting to kind of like nip and get those little teeth. And so she is definitely nibbling on us, trying to eat our clothes and get out. So I did want to kind of show y'all a little bit and talk to y'all about what we've been doing with the baby. So these are our first goats. We've just got them a few weeks ago at this point. So this is our very first baby. We've never had baby goat, any kind of baby animal before besides like a puppy, you know. But like I kind of mentioned there, her mom is not taking care of her still. Since birth, she didn't want anything to do with her. So we have been taking care of her completely. The milk that we've been using is this kid milk right here, just for baby goats, and we've just been bottle feeding her. We have been milking Mama Goat about once a day just to kind of help her along, and so any milk that we get from her, we just kind of mix it up with this kid milk and we give her that. But she has been staying out here like in the corral, in the pen and everything during the day, but at night we do bring her inside, and she's just been sleeping in our bathtub. We've pretty much covered them up now, but ow! She's getting me. Come here. But there are some like little holes or areas that she can get out in, and we're pretty much home, someone's home during the day, so it hasn't really been a big deal. And like today, she's been out all day and hasn't even tried to get out. But at night, we don't want anything. You're trying to eat my hair now. At night, we don't want anything getting her, especially, so we have just been bringing her inside, and we'll do that for a little bit longer. But you giving me kisses. Mwah. Like I said, she is just so sweet. Aren't you, sweet girl? But it is time for her next feeding. That's why she's trying to eat all my clothes, because she's hungry. So I'm just going to give her her bottle real quick. Come here. You ready? You ready? Alright, come here. Here we go. So right now, like I said, today she is a week old. And the way I've been kind of feeding her is a bottle around like 8 or 9 in the morning, about 12, 1 o'clock, about 4 o'clock, and then we feed her right before bed also. So she's been getting about 4 feedings a day, and I just feed her till she's full. I fill up one of these bottles for the most part, and then just let her drink till she's done, and then save the rest for the next feeding and fill it up again. But she's doing really good at eating. I don't really have any complaints with her. Like I said, the mama we're not too happy about not taking care of the baby. We don't know if this is her first kid or not, and so we're gonna give her another shot and kind of see how she does. If she doesn't want to be a good mama next time too, then we'll kind of think about getting rid of her. But I don't know. We've also heard that in the summer a lot of goats and stuff aren't real good mamas just because it's so hot. They don't really feel like taking care of another animal. So we're going to give her another shot and kind of see next time. Are you not wanting your milk? You're wanting to play, but you need to drink your milk. What you doing? Like I said, she's normally hanging out with our dog over there. She's really taken to him. If we can't find her out here, we just kind of look beside him or kind of tucked up underneath him, and there she usually is. So if we have any more updates, I'll kind of let you guys know and keep you updated on them. But I did kind of want to share with y'all a little bit about our sheep. I know in the last video I kind of talked about and showed you our sheep's neck. If you didn't see that video, we had something come in our little field area one night before we got the dog, and a few days later we found our sheep. Her neck was just torn up, a big hole in it, and that's why we ended up getting the dog, is for a livestock guardian dog. But I kind of talked about in that video, let's see where we were. So we had put some iodine on it, cleaned it out, all the stuff. The next morning it looked really great. We were like, great, like this is gonna be good. She's looking a lot better. That night Garrett came out and she just started pouring blood from that hole. So that next morning we threw out all the stops on her. We filled it with some gel, put some anti-fly cream on it. I know I'm not explaining this very good. I don't have the stuff out here with me. Actually, I might. Let me check over here. I think it's right over here. Okay, so like I was saying, the first thing we did was clean it out. We used iodine and then this blue coat on there, and I think I did share that with y'all last time. Then like I said, the next morning it looked a lot better. That night Garrett came out and it was just bleeding so bad. So we did use some gauze, wrap it up. Garrett packed it, and then just kind of let that hold it overnight until the next morning when we could really take care of it. So the next morning we unpacked it, took the gauze out. That spot looked a lot better. Like my father-in-law came over to help, and he was putting his finger like in the hole, and there was no blood, like it was dry. But we did notice some like scratches that looked a little worse. We didn't really notice those as much the previous time, but the scratches by that area looked not great. So in that area, and like I said, or always say, like, we're new to this, you know, we have never dealt with anything before, so everything that kind of pops up is our first time dealing with this. So all that we know to do is contact some people that we know that have goats, have sheep, but then also look on YouTube and kind of see what other people are saying about things. And so everything we tried were just recommended by other people. This is not something we've tried and been successful with. It's just something that we have been told or saw on YouTube, and so that's what we tried. But we did try this antimicrobial dressing gel, and so we filled that kind of big hole with this stuff, and instead of like packing it with gauze, you just kind of pack it with this. So we tried this on, let's see, I think I left it in there, but there was another thing that we got to put on kind of the wounds. Put it on there and then put baking powder on there, and it kind of cauterizes this area, and I'll pop up a picture to show y'all what I'm talking about. But we did that and then sealed it off with this aerosol bandage here, and then lastly, just over everything, we used this SWAT clear fly repellent ointment just over everything. Make sure the flies stay away, that way no more maggots are kind of getting in and everything. And then the very last thing we did, because we did notice after that hole she was getting a runny nose, so obviously an infection, so we got some LA200 just antibiotic, and then gave her a dose of this. that night and the next day she looked fantastic. Like everything we were trying worked really good. And so instead of keeping her up here in this small little corral, because at this point there's not much grass in there, we wanted her to be able to kind of roam around, get a little bit more to eat. She wasn't eating very good. We were also giving her a drench of nutrients that I'll pop up here too. But we let her kind of roam out in the field, and we needed to get her back in a few days to give her another dose of this LA200. And so fast forward a few days, we try to get her up here and we can't get her. She's scarred. She's not coming up here. She doesn't want to be messed with again. And so that night we ended up just kind of letting her be, but she was running around. We got pretty close to her and didn't notice anything off. But like I said, she wasn't gonna let us get her. She was doing her own thing. And so that was one night, and then the next day Garrett comes out here to get her, and I go over there and her wound is just, it's rotted. I mean, there's no other way. It was like, I don't know, it looked a trillion times worse than when it first happened. I don't know what went wrong. Like I said, we kept her up here for another day or two after we did all the stuff on it, and it looked not good. And so we were trying to make the decision, you know, like we did get the sheep for free, and so we didn't have any money invested in her, but I felt like we threw everything we could at her. And at that point, seeing it was really heartbreaking, because like we were really trying to get her better, and she did not look good. And so this was the evening Garrett, you know, and I were trying to make the decision on what to do about her. You know, we didn't feel right about just letting her go around, so we figured, you know, the best thing to do for her would be to put her down. But we ended up coming out the next day. Like I said, that was that evening. We had friends over, you know, we weren't gonna take care of that right then. And so the next day Garrett comes out. You know, we get home after church, her whole body's kind of crooked, and we could tell that she looks a little bit more crooked than she did the day before, just because of her neck. And then a few hours later Garrett comes back out, and she had died. And so, you know, that was really hard for us. Like I said, everything's new, but we really did feel like we tried everything we could, and it's just sometimes things don't work out. We don't know what went wrong, if some infection just got too bad. I really don't know what happened. The little baby goats looking for the dog. But we really don't know what happened. Hopefully, if we ever have to deal with like another thing like that, you know, we have all the stuff now. We have a little bit of knowledge. Like I said, I don't feel like there was anything that we didn't do or that we could have done differently. Like, I really do feel like we tried everything we could. But it is really hard because, you know, we have really grown fond of these animals, and we really invested a lot of like time and energy into her and trying to get this better. But like I said, some things just don't work out sometimes, and that is all a part of this business we're learning, is things can go wrong, and we're just doing what we can. But that's kind of it about that. You know, she has her baby, which is like a year and a half at this point, not a baby, but she's been really upset. It's been hard for them to be separated, but we're doing what we can, and you know, that's kind of it. But the last thing I want to do is kind of take y'all over here to the garden. I've got some flowers that have been blooming that I really want to cut to put into a vase. And so I'm gonna cut some flowers, but I also wanted to show y'all our green bean trellis here. Look how crazy this trellis is. The video does not do it justice for real life. I mean, it is just covered in these dangling yard-long beans. It is so cool to walk under. And these things have been doing absolutely crazy. Like, I have been harvesting a ton of green beans off of these green beans right here. But you can see, I mean, it's hard to tell how just massive they are in person. A lot of them I've been harvesting are probably 2 foot long, if about 1.5 to 2 foot. But it is fun just kind of walking under here and seeing all these green beans. The only issue I am having though is, well, actually a few things. One, a lot of my green beans were doing so well. Like my regular green ones, I've had purple ones, rattlesnake, but they have just kind of all died back. I don't really know what the deal is about that, but these have just been really taking off. I don't know if these grew so much that the other ones died back, or if it's just getting so hot that they died back. But also I was reading about how apparently these yard-long beans attract aphids really bad, which I don't have them terrible right now. They kind of get really bad and then I clean them all up. But apparently these yard-long beans are really attractive to aphids. Which explains my constant battle with aphids this year, which has been so annoying because I'm also dealing with, you know, the squash bugs, squash vine borers, and now this constant battle with the aphids. And so as much as I absolutely love these yard-long beans. I think they're super cool. I don't know if I'm gonna do them next year. I mean, I'm gonna try to can them, so I'll kind of see how it is canning them. But I don't know that I'm gonna do them next year. I think I'm gonna really focus on all the other green beans, and then if those attract aphids just as much as these did, then the next year I will go back to growing these. But dealing with these bugs is annoying. It has been the worst time. But I do enjoy seeing those yard-long beans kind of growing down. Here are a bunch of flowers that have been blooming. My zinnias are finally blooming, and I really wanted to show y'all this one. This is one of the specialty ones I ordered this year. I forgot the name, either Candy Stripe or Candy Cane zinnia, but that is super pretty. I'll go over to that side to show y'all those in a minute. But then I've got some orange and some yellow cosmos over here. My dahlias are still small. I don't know what's wrong with those. My marigolds are getting bigger, but haven't bloomed or anything yet. But like I said, the zinnias are finally starting to bloom, and I've got some really nice big pink ones, and then this kind of white one. I think this one is going to be one of my lime ones. I don't know, but I'm really hoping, because that's another one of the special ones I bought this year was the lime zinnia. But I'm just going to cut these off and make a nice little bouquet. So I have just got a really nice bouquet here of zinnias and cosmos. I love the oranges of the cosmos right now, and then all of these really pretty zinnias. I think they'll look really nice together in a vase. So I'm just gonna run in and put these up real quick. So not the prettiest bouquet I've ever made, but it is exciting to have flowers in your home that you have grown yourself. And it's not too bad for just a jumbled array of flowers there. but I just couldn't resist picking these flowers. I've had so many that have been blooming in the flower bed that just have been dying because of the heat. And since I was finally getting a few, I didn't want all these to die also. So I just wanted to pick them and bring them in and have something a little bit pretty to look at that I grew myself. But that is pretty much it for today's video. If there's any more kind of updates, you know, I'll update you guys. If anything turns out with this goat or any changes with the goat, I'll let y'all know. But right now she's doing really good and we are loving having a little baby around the farm. But that is going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching and I will see y'all later. Bye.